Hey guys, welcome to Luggage United. Welcome to another video, and today is time to do Champions League knockout predictions for the knockout stages of the UEFA Champions League, as well as reacting to my group stage predictions and what actually happened in comparison to what I thought was going to happen. And before ado, let's get started, because with Group A, I thought that Paris Saint-Germain was going to finish first, Real Madrid was going to finish second, Galatasaray was going to finish third, and Club Brugge was going to finish fourth. I did get the top two right. I did get wrong Galatasaray and Club Brugge by 1 point. So I'm pretty happy with that. As long as I get the ones that we're going through, I think I'm going to be very happy with that. In Group B, I got Bayern with first, Spurs with second, Olympiacos with third, and Red Star Belgrade got the fourth spot. Again, very happy with that. Got 4 out of 4. It was not that difficult of a group. I didn't expect Bayern to win all their games, but definitely very nice to see that pretty much as accurate as I expected it to be. In Group C, we have Manchester City finishing first, Atlanta finishing second, Shakhtar finishing third, and Dinamo Zagreb finishing fourth, the same as I predicted. Again, Manchester City having a really good group stage, kind of surprising what's going on in the Premier League, but at the same time, Liverpool and their fantastic run in the Premier League is not normal as well. So Atlanta did a very heroic thing they started pretty badly by losing 3 games in a row in the first 3 games, but they recovered, and for the team that's in their first time qualifying for the Champions League, qualifying for the round of 16, they have to be very proud of it. And now I think they should focus on the league definitely. Juventus on Group D, Atletico Madrid with second place, Bayer Leverkusen with third, and Lokomotiv Moscow finish fourth. Now, in comparison, I said that Bayer Leverkusen was going to finish second and Atletico Madrid was going to finish third, because I thought that it was going to be a big issue for the likes of Atletico Madrid to do both La Liga and the Champions League. But to be honest, if Bayer Leverkusen didn't lose that first game, it would have been a very different story. And as well, because I thought Atletico was going to put more of the eggs on the basket in La Liga, and it's been the opposite. They focused more on the Champions League, and in La Liga they actually were, they're not doing so well right now. So yeah, diagnostic was wrong, but the prognostic, it is what it is. In Group E, we have, I said that Liverpool's going to finish first, Napoli second, Salzburg third, and Genk fourth. The same as I predicted. Although I have to say, Salzburg did give Liverpool more troubles than I thought. It was very surprised to see this. I mean, I said that Salzburg was going to be really good, and they were, but to the extent of almost knocking out Liverpool, it would have been a heroic achievement. And this Salzburg team is a team that, obviously all on, I didn't expect him to be this good in the group stages. Definitely going to be one of the marquee signings for next season probably. So we'll see what's going to happen in the Europa League as well. In Group F, Barcelona finishing first, Borussia Dortmund finishing second, Inter third, and Slavia Prague fourth. Well, what I have to say about this is that I thought honestly that Dortmund didn't deserve to qualify because they were pretty bad. They were pretty horrific. And I have to say Inter were pretty unlucky. Like the game against Barcelona, Slavia Prague did cause a lot of problems. I didn't think that they were going to cause as many problems as they did, but they actually did in terms of play. They took a point from Barcelona, from Inter. Both games against Barcelona were pretty difficult. So respects to Slavia Prague. If they would have qualified into any position in this group, it would have been fine because they play really well. Barcelona, I thought we were going to top the group. They did not deserve to top the group. We were pretty bad, but Borussia Dortmund was not much better, and Inter just was pretty unlucky. In Group G, I predicted that RB Leipzig was going to finish first, Lyon second, Zenit third, and Benfica 4th. And to be honest, I feel that I got this pretty right. RB Leipzig finishing 1st very comfortably, Lyon with 2nd, although having to do a very heroic achievement against RB Leipzig to finish in that 2nd spot. And then, Benfica was pretty much in 4th spot during the whole of the group stages, and in the last day they beat Zenit and go ahead and finish 3rd, reaching the Europa League spot for February. And in Group H, this was the most difficult group for me to predict, honestly, because they were all 4 teams that I thought that were pretty good. And at the end, Valencia finished 1st with Chelsea 2nd, Ajax finished 3rd, and Lille finished bottom of the group. I thought that Ajax was going to finish 1st. I thought that regardless of what happened, I had the feeling Chelsea was going to finish 2nd. They did finish 2nd, tied points with Valencia, and Valencia I thought was going to finish 3rd with Lille 4th. Now, in my defense, this group, we saw what happened. They did lose 1-0 against Valencia in a game where if they draw the game, they would have finished top of the group. And in a way that they lost, that they tied that game against Chelsea. It should have been more comfortable than what it was for Ajax, but at the same time, it was a very, very good attempt with a team that they lost the likes of De Ligt, lost to Schöne, Frankie de Jong. They lost also the likes of Kasper Dolberg, so they're trying to refine themselves. They haven't really found the proper center backs pairing to play with. They lost Quincy Promes and David Neres for that last game against Valencia, so I hope that they can do well in the Europa League, and we'll see what's going to happen. And now, going with the knockout stages, the ties look very interesting, I have to say. This is going to be very, very fun to see. There's a lot of good games for round of 16. We knew that with Atletico Madrid and Real Madrid especially finished 2nd in their group, that this was going to be very interesting. There was going to be some really interesting matchups, and they did happen to be very interesting matchups. At first, we have Borussia Dortmund against PSG, against Paris Saint-Germain. And for this, I'm going to say that at the current level, for me, there's no way. I think PSG is going to completely obliterate Borussia Dortmund with playing the 2nd leg at home. It's just going to be, for me, a disaster. This Borussia Dortmund doesn't find me with any confidence. Although given, we have to remember that the knockout stages is in 2 months' time. I cannot predict how these teams are going to be playing in 2 months' time. They could be falling off, they could recover, they could continue their good playing of form. I don't know that. I just think that PSG will not capitulate against Borussia Dortmund. This Borussia Dortmund team is not strong enough. They were pretty bad against Barcelona. And considering that PSG have that attacking prowess, Idrissa Gueye has given them a lot of balance. Keylor Navas is a solid goalkeeper. I just think that PSG is going to go ahead of Borussia Dortmund for sure. Something really weird needs to happen for that not to be the case. Then we have Atletico Madrid against Liverpool Football Club. And this is going to be very interesting because a lot of people might say straight away that Liverpool is going to have this game easy. But, if Atletico Madrid at this point of the season is not competing for La Liga, well, they could put their eggs in the Champions League basket. And considering that, okay, they do not have the 2nd leg in the at-home favor, which Liverpool do have. But the problem is that Liverpool, I feel that they're a team that it's going to have problems against a team like Atletico Madrid that dominates the sitting back and counter, which I think Liverpool, I think they're much better playing against a Barcelona and a Manchester City than playing against a team that's going to sit back and counter attack them. Because although Liverpool have been excellent this season in terms of results, in terms of gameplay, in terms of play, they haven't been excellent. I might have to say, when they have to attack you and consistently have the possession of the ball and be very, very solid going forward, unless it's with speed and unless Atletico Madrid completely capitulates, I think it's going to be very difficult for them to beat Atletico Madrid. But I still think that Liverpool will go through to the next round by beating Atletico Madrid, although I wouldn't be surprised if Atletico Madrid knocks out Liverpool, because this team, although Simeone hasn't found the right players to play together, they're best 11. By February, it could be an improvement, and an Atletico Madrid is always a dangerous team in any round of the Champions League for sure. Then we have Atalanta against Valencia. For me, it should be a straightforward Valencia win if everything is going well. I think that Atalanta have done well to get to this point, but the best Valencia against the best Atalanta, for sure Valencia wins it. They play by the way of play style that is much better for this competition, which is, you know, kind of sit back, recover the ball and attack with a lot of speed. They have Rodrigo Moreno, Maxi Gomez, Gonzalo Guedes, so going forward they can cause a lot of damage. But, and I have to say this, but if you don't watch out for Atalanta, you will be in a lot of trouble. Atalanta is the kind of team that will give you a lot of trouble, that will cost you a lot of problems, and if you don't watch out for them, then expect to be very disappointed and to, you know, concede a lot, because with the likes of Maxi Gomez, with Alejandro Gomez, of José Bilicic, Dubon Zapata, who's to come from injury, Luis Muriel, they have a lot going forward, and if you have a bad day, they can put 3, 4, 5 past you very easily. Then we have Mourinho versus Julian Nagelsmann, Tottenham Hotspur versus RB Leipzig. This certainly is going to be one of the most interesting close matchups, and honestly, up to this point right now, I don't know who's gonna go and win this one, because it's very difficult. Mourinho does have that solidity that he knows how to win this competition. His play style is very suited to play with this competition, and he has the players to be very successful. If in the January transfer window he adds a right back to his team and adds maybe one more center back to their solidity, then they should be they should be fine. But at the same time, RB Leipzig, I think, is a team that has the potential to be very dangerous. Julian Nagelsmann right now has the team top of the Bundesliga against a really good Borussia Mönchengladbach, an okay Bayern Munich and Borussia Dortmund, but overall this Leipzig team is playing very well. And again, with the likes of Timo Werner on the form that he is right now, it's a problem. It's going to be a problem for Tottenham Hotspur to contain a player like that, and if they're not careful, they don't defend well, then he'll absolutely tear them to shreds. But again, if Mourinho's able to get the best out of his team, like Kane, Ali, the likes of Heung-min Son, it should be enough to beat RB Leipzig, and I'm going to say that Tottenham Hotspur knocks out RB Leipzig in the round of 16. Then we have Napoli against Football Club Barcelona, and for me, Barcelona are going to win this one. Not that I think it's going to be a particularly, we're not going to breeze past them, but I believe that Barcelona is going to be Napoli, and it should be relatively comfortably. We shouldn't have any scares, because I don't know how Gattuso is going to set up this Napoli team, but what I do know is that this Napoli team has no sense of consistency right now. I don't know if the attitude problems are going to continue throughout the season, and to be honest, it's pretty much a miracle that Ancelotti was able to make this team go past knockout stages, seeing how they've been playing in the league. So to be honest, with the home advantage in the second leg that we have, and seeing that we have a team that is much better, I would have rather had Lyon, because I think that would have been a much easier draw, but Napoli is not that much different, and to be honest, I think we're going to go through. I'm normally not comfortable about predicting Barcelona games in our favor, but at the same time, this Napoli team does have a lot of problems, and I just think that something really bad needs to happen for Barcelona not to go through in the round of 16 against these likes of Napoli. Then we have Chelsea against Bayern Munich, and this could be very fun. This could be one of the most fun games to watch for sure, because Chelsea with the young Frank Lampard, with his young team playing a lot of players from their academy, like Mason Mount, like Tammy Abraham, like Fiaco Tomori, playing youngsters like Christian Pulisic, a Willian that is really good in form, Kante, Jorginho, Kovacic. You know, they have a lot of really nice players to see. But who knows, because for this time, Chelsea kind of fell the wagon, maybe doing both Champions League and doing the Premier League. Is that team is probably not as experienced to be able to handle those two competitions, and we'll see how they're going to do when the Champions League reaches the knockout stages in the round of 16. And this Bayern Munich, to be honest, is not the Bayern Munich of old. It's not the consistency that we expect from a Bayern Munich side, although we've been seeing a very good Robert Lewandowski and the likes of Serge Gnabry Like, for me, Bayern Munich to trust in them, they need to show me a lot more. They need to get the best version of Coutinho, Thomas Muller. Their defense needs to improve. Creatively, they do need to generate more chances because they're just a team that is not consistent at all. Like, whenever they're good going forward, they lack a lot in defense. Whenever they're good in defense, they sometimes cannot get the ball and just are depending on Robert Lewandowski to save them out of the struggle. So I think that with the home advantage in favor in second leg, I think Bayern Munich are going to go through past Chelsea, but I wouldn't be surprised if Chelsea do give the team a scare, especially if they reinforce with like maybe Jadon Sancho or Ben Chilwell in the January transfer window. Then we have Real Madrid against Manchester City. For me, it has to be the game of the group stages of the knockout stages in round of 16, because this is gonna be very, very fun to watch. I am kind of scared though that I would have rather Madrid pay like Manchester City 1 or 2 seasons ago when they reached their 100 or 98 points in the Premier League, but because that Manchester City team gave me confidence, and I know that the times that they lost in the Champions League, it was kind of unfortunate. But against this Real Madrid team that seems to be playing better, that seems to be believing that they can do it, it's gonna be difficult. They having this formula of ball to the fullbacks, center, and send across to Benzema, and Benzema is like right now Cristiano Ronaldo, kind of in the air, like a huge leap, heading the ball into the back of the net. They have, if they can get a best version of Eden Hazard, I think it's gonna be very, very problematic for Manchester City. But at the same time, if Manchester City are their best version, if Pep Guardiola can get this team motivated to play in the Champions League, if he can get it back to top form in the Premier League, maybe they can reach this game against Real Madrid, these 2 games against Real Madrid, and knock them out. I believe that the best version of Manchester City definitely beats this Real Madrid side, because even as good as they can get, they're no match for the likes of Sterling, Aguero, De Bruyne, playing a system that is just very problematic for Real Madrid. Like, whatever Barcelona do against Real Madrid normally goes better for Barcelona. So Manchester City are an improved version of Barcelona, so they just need to do whatever they're doing and just recover the likes of Laporte, especially to not be able to concede that much in defense. As long as they can get solid in midfield and their defense goes back to normal, they should be fine beating Real Madrid. But again, this Real Madrid times is a team that wins three Champions League in a row in a way that no one understands how they did it. So they have to watch out for it. But if I had to bet on someone, I would bet on Manchester City to go ahead against Real Madrid in this Champions League games. And the last game is from Lyon against Juventus, and Juventus got the bye of the round of 16. They got Lyon. Sorry, Lyon. I don't think they're going to go through at any point. There's no way that you go past Juventus. Like, if that happens, Sarri needs to get sacked, Ronaldo needs to get sacked, everyone needs to get sacked, because there's no way that should be happening. This Lyon side is worse than last season's, and we saw that they were not able to compete with Barcelona at all. This Juventus side is at a decent good level. They're probably going to get better. Sarri's teams always do better as time go along, and if they're focused on just concede very little and just let your forwards do the job, with Ronaldo, with Dybala, that's pretty good right now, with Higuain, Douglas Costa, they just have too much going forward. And this Lyon side it's pretty mediocre, to say the least. Like they lost Fekir, and wasn't really a replacement. Rene Adelaide is not really a replacement for Fekir. They lost Ndombele. They just are lacking a lot of pieces that I think that even with the best version of Memphis Depay, with Moussa Dembele, with Houssem Aouar that I really like, I just think that that's not enough to beat this Juventus side. And I believe that they'll be finishing with the likes. They'll be finishing the round of 16 in the Champions League, with Paris Saint-Germain beating Borussia Dortmund, with Liverpool beating Atletico Madrid, Valencia beating Atalanta, Tottenham Hotspur beating RB Leipzig, Barcelona beating Napoli, Bayern Munich beating Chelsea, Manchester City beating Real Madrid, and Juventus beating Olympique Lyon. And this is for me the round of 16 predictions. Tell me who you think is going to go through in the round of 16, who you think is going to win the Champions League, And what game are you most excited to see coming February? Leave me all your opinions in the comment section below. Comment, like, and subscribe, and I'll see you next one, Blaugranas.